The KwaZulu-Natal government is today launching Transport Month with a focus on improving its road network. And as it does this, we're taking a look at what's been done to repair roads damaged in the floods a few months ago. eNCA reporter Nqobile Madlala is following the story for us, and she joins us again to, of course, update us on the very latest. Nqobile, I mean, earlier on you were speaking to MEC of Transport, Sipho Hlomoka, about the strides they've made as a government, if any, since those floods back in April. What's the latest from where you stand? How's it looking?
Well, we know now they're continuing with the roadblock. The idea, Dumelo, is that they are going to speak to truck drivers. This is mainly because they're saying that trucks are creating quite a number of accidents that we have seen. I mean, one of them is Pongolo accidents that we saw. So they are going to be highlighting those issues, especially for this month. And I want to bring in now the head of traffic in KwaZulu-Natal to sort of give us an idea. I mean, going to the truckers to speak to them, is it going to help at all, and what are you going to say to them?
Thank you very much. Yes, basically as a province we have activated Operation Juggernaut in support of Amba Gulula, targeting heavy motor vehicles in the province. And for us as law enforcement is to heighten and tighten our enforcement program and ensuring that heavy motor vehicle drivers that drive on the provincial roads are complying with the laws of the land. And we are checking their fitness to drive and the vehicles. And that is what we are doing today at our launch. And we will continue right through next year towards Easter. So this is a 365 program and plan.
Are you concerned about the accidents that have been we have seen in the past couple of days as well as months?
Yes, it is very concerning for myself and the team that deals with enforcement. And what it says is that we have drivers and road users that are not collective in their responsibility with regards to road safety. And this is what we are punting, and we are insisting that if we have road users playing a collective role in terms of responsibility on the road, we wouldn't and shouldn't have any accidents and crashes in the province.
And I mean, we saw you just made an arrest. Tell us a bit what is going on there.
Yes, we had to arrest a driver that was driving at this particular roadblock. He was stopped, and we requested documentation because that's the normal procedure to see whether the driver is fit. And we established that the temporary driver's license he has, it was fraudulently acquired, and he divulged that he paid for it in Johannesburg. So he was arrested immediately and he will appear in court.
What does this mean, though? I mean, if we can have some of the drivers being on the road with fraudulent documents, what is it that KwaZulu-Natal is doing to ensure that that doesn't happen?
Well, it tells us that we have unethical people in society that continuously duplicate driver's licenses and vehicle licenses. So it means we go hard and fast, and we insist you produce your license when you are stopped. And our officers check the licenses with the systems that we have. And when we establish your license is not legit, you will be dealt with decisively and appropriately.
Thank you very much. Victor Chetty, they're speaking to us about traffic on the road, Dumela. But basically what's happening now is that they are going to be moving to some of those truckers to have conversations about them. As you can hear, he's saying that they are going to ensure that the rules of the road are adhered to. But it does continue behind me, as you can see there. It does continue that the roadblock, they are still checking on those vehicles and they are speaking to the drivers. But we did hear from the MEC that the infrastructure still does need some work, and that there is money that has been invested by Treasury in the province to ensure that that work is being done. But of course there are certain elements that still needs to be followed, and there still needs to be certain steps that they are going to be following. But of course we are going to be on the ground speaking to the people that are affected by those floods to see if the work that the MEC says is currently happening, is it happening far and wide?
Indeed, Nqobile. And I mean, just from, seeing your conversation with everyone this morning out in Durban, it shows that the transport issue in KwaZulu-Natal and even nationally, it's a multi-stakeholder issue. Government, the police, the traffic department, drivers, everybody needs to come together to ensure that our roads are safe. And I appreciate, of course, you bringing up the story, a colleague, Nqobile Madlala, out for us in KwaZulu-Natal.